The Bitcoin hash rate is right now exploding, and I'm gonna show you what that means for the Bitcoin price and what you should do right now while the hash rate is going parabolic. If you want to know what I'm talking about, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, you like this video, also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And of course, we're also going to talk about what Bitcoin is doing right now. And so now let's get started here. Straight to the point with the Bitcoin hash rates. And what we can see on Glassnode is that the Bitcoin hash rate is going crazy right now compared to the Bitcoin price. So here in orange, you see the Bitcoin hash rate, creating higher highs consistently, and the price is kind of lagging behind. So what does that mean now that the hash rate is going up? So first of all, it means that basically every miner out there has turned back on their Bitcoin miners, and that should give you already a big clue what's going to happen here. Because Bitcoin miners don't turn their machines on if they would expect to keep making a loss on producing Bitcoin. So now we can look up what the production cost for Bitcoin is right now. But if I remember that from memory, it's around $25,000 right now, approximately, one Bitcoin. So it makes sense to mine Bitcoin right now where the price is at 38, potentially soon 40. So they make between $10,000 and $15,000 profit per Bitcoin that they are mining. So, and of course, they want to mine now as many Bitcoin as possible before the halving starts, and they only get then half what they basically get now in terms of Bitcoin, not in terms of USD, of course. So, and that's why we see the hash rate exploding. Miners are coming back, and we have seen this in many pre-halvings before. I give you an example here in 2020 where we got a halving. You saw here also the Bitcoin price here coming out of a bear market. The hash rate started to exploding and front running the price. The hash rate kept climbing, and that continued throughout the halving process in 2020. And the same thing is what we're basically seeing here right now. So, but what does that exactly mean, front running the price? For that, I'm gonna go to another chart. So, and that is this one here. Here again in green, this line here in green is the hash rate. And then we have here underlying the Bitcoin price action. Let me show you. So here at that point in June 2019 up to August, actually September, the hash rate was moving away from the price and front running the price. So, and what I mean by that is the hash rate is going higher than the price was. The price was under the hash rate in comparison until the price was starting to catch up here and was going into a massive bull run. So, and that basically was 13 months later. Now we see the same thing again. Here the hash rate started to explode in September last year. Now price has to play catch up with the hash rate. So if we would now catch up with the hash rate, let's say we do it in the next 2-3 months, that would put Bitcoin back at its all-time high or potentially even higher, which I don't think is going to happen immediately. So don't get me wrong here. I'm not expecting 2-3 months that Bitcoin is trading at $70,000. So, but over the next 8, 9, 10 months, potentially yes. So, and that's why you should know about this, because what that means is now you are in a really unique position that you know price will catch up sooner or later with the hash rate. So for a long-term holding perspective, makes a lot of sense right now to buy as many Bitcoins as you can, because first of all, we are under $40,000. Who knows if we ever get these prices again, or let's say, who knows if we ever get under $30,000 again. I have my doubts that we ever go under $28,000 ever again. So does it really make a huge difference if Bitcoin goes 20x from here? If you bought at 30,000 or at 38,000? Not really. It doesn't really matter a lot. So that's why, hence, it makes a lot of sense to start buying as much Bitcoin as you can while the price has not played catch up yet with the Bitcoin hash rate, which will eventually be happening at some point. So now when we're going into the lower time frames, is one scenario happening that I pointed out yesterday, and that was that volatility will come back to the Bitcoin price, and most likely it will go to the upside. I'm going to show you that here on the 4-hourly chart. Remember, I told you the last time that we had, actually I can make this way smaller here, the low point in the hash rate in October, and then we had another low point over the last couple of days where we had some basically bottoming process with some consolidation alongside, and then now volatility coming back, pushing price to the upside exactly as expected, and we are almost trading above the prior highs that we see here. So we have now here equal highs, which is still something which I don't like. I don't want to have equal highs. I want a higher high out of this. So I want that the price goes over $38,400 or $500 distinctively to the upside to create a new high. And because the structure overall is still intact, here also on the 4-hourly chart, so we have here our higher lows, and we had here a higher high, then we had a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, then we had a higher high, and now we have equal highs. So overall the structure is still bullish, don't get me wrong. So, but I would like to see a little bit more conviction from the bulls here to the upside to create a new higher high wherever that might be. And when we are going here to liquidations, here comes now also something really interesting that I want you guys to pay attention to. So first of all, I was right. I told you that the most likely scenario is that we will go and grab all this upside liquidity. So we're in the process of taking it. And we have already liquidated all these over-leveraged short positions that built up over the last 2-3 days. So they are already gone. So and now we have still here this big cluster above us, which will give us enough fuel to go to $40,000. So where is that fuel coming from? It will come from all these shorts that will get liquidated here on the liquidation heat map. So and up to, don't get me wrong, let me think about this. Actually, I have first of all to reload this. Already here at $38,534, where here the prior high was, there is now almost $150 million almost ready to be taken out in over-leveraged short liquidity. So and then I go a little bit higher, there's another 30. I think this here overall adds up to, I think the total of everything here was still like $400 million, something like that. So it was earlier up to $40,000. It was $1 billion. So, but we have taken out here a lot of that liquidity already. So there might be still half of it left. So, but still $500 million to be taken out is a lot. It is quite a lot. And we see here again, small, like almost 9 million. And then here another 8 million in short liquidity just above us. But this will be really, really quickly be taken out. I would not bet on that here. These shorts will actually get into profit overall. So shorting is right now, in summary, a really, really bad idea in my opinion. So if you follow here this 1 hourly chart with our rising broadening wedge, then you would have had perfect take profit points here again up in this resistance. But if you would have played only yesterday's call here, that W pattern, we have smashed it. So you would have taken here your profit. So congratulations to everybody that was able to take that. We actually also got exactly as predicted the retest. Let me show it to you here again. So I had not moved that from yesterday. So I would just remove it to draw it again. So you can see here, we got the breakout. We came back to the neckline, and then we got the move to the upside. That was a perfect retest. So you got basically the perfect opportunity to get into this trade and then take profit at the indicated target, or at least raise your stop loss to continue to ride this trade here. Let me actually know in the comments who is still in this trade, who was not taking profit, who has raised your stop loss and is still in this trade. I would like to know. So here on the 1 hourly chart, also what I want to point out is on the RSI, momentum is still to the upside. The stochastic is about to turn around here to give another buy signal. So here we might just be forming another W pattern, something like this, and see then the next move to the upside potentially. So, but it's still too early to say that this will be another W pattern. So, but there is the possibility of that we are forming here just another one. And if not that, then we can make the case here more or less catapult us to $39,660 approximately. So here again, wait for a breakout. Look at the 15 minutes for a retest of that upper resistance line of that bull flag, and then enter this and ride this to the upside to our next target here. And don't forget, if you want to trade somewhere, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free for using this specific link here. Also on BitGet, you get still $30,000 and 20% on your initial deposit that you can use for trading purposes and then withdraw the profits of it, but also only with that link here. And also Phemex, if you're in the US, use a VPN and you can also then use Phemex for trading in the US or in the UK. Is also, if you cannot use BYBIT in the UK, use Phemex. Phemex is also possible to be used in the UK. So now let's move on here to our daily chart with our fractal. So the fractal is playing out to the T here. It's incredible how accurate it's playing out. So the only thing that's missing here is that we see today a push to the upside. We can still technically get that push, but by tomorrow, Thursday is normally a down day. So that's why we need to have that push today, with tomorrow potentially a small correction, and then here some consolidation up here before we come here lower down. So the $40,000 move, in my opinion, if we continue to follow this fractal here as we are doing it for so long already, means we need to get that move here to $40,000 technically today. I'm not betting on it, but according to this fractal, if we keep following it, we should get that move today. Then here on the weekly chart, I'm really happy with the weekly chart right now. As you can see, we are above finally that key resistance area. We have broken above that. The only thing that I would like to see this week is that we're actually staying above $38,000 approximately, yeah, more or less. So that's what I would like to see, that we close above $38,000 to solidify that move here and see continuation. And next week, if we don't get the move to $40,000 this week, then next week we should definitely get that move. And then we should pay attention to altcoins, because once we are getting above $40,000, things getting really dangerous, and you should start scaling out of your positions because of that massive drop that will follow afterwards. And after that drop, that is where you want to start to position yourself again into altcoins. So pay attention to that. Here on this daily chart, same thing, more or less. I want to see the Bitcoin price staying above $37,400. I don't care if it dips down here, comes back up, consolidates here for a while within that range before it goes higher. But what I don't want to see is that we do something like this here. That is not what I would like to see. Everything else is fine for me, but yeah, so that is the only thing that I absolutely just don't want to see. But for now, it doesn't look like it. The stochastic RSI is still trending to the upside. The RSI is also going up. The MACD is also about to get that buy signal that I was talking about by today, maximum by tomorrow, and that should hence give us the fuel needed to push here to $40,000 and beyond. The Bitcoin dominance is pushing to the upside right now, which is not really surprising because the Bitcoin price is moving here to the upside. But I still believe that as long as we're not breaking $40,000 or we do it really slowly, I don't see the dominance going above 53.54%. If we get now a massive rocket to the upside at the Bitcoin price, then the dominance will follow, and we're most likely going to touch the 54% level. On Ethereum, again, here I only want to see that we are holding this upward sloping trend line. As long as we are holding it, I'm bullish. Also, as long as we are above $2,040, there nothing has changed for me. but also here I would like to see some more follow through to also reclaim that dotted upward sloping trend line, which is acting now as a resistance. I would like to see that reclaimed above $2,100 so that we can break through $2,140 with a potential move to $2,300. The total market cap, real quick, is again above $1.4 trillion. That's also the region where I would like to see this staying for quite a while. I don't want to see this moving lower from here. 1.4 trillion is a really good level and should give us room to the upside to break through these levels here and get into our altcoin season area. But I believe that we will only get there once Bitcoin was above $40,000 and has already corrected to the downside and is then turning around and go to the upside again. So for the short term, I believe we could go to 1.5 trillion, 1.51 trillion dollars. Then we top out there, come back down, test again the support here potentially, and then go up and break these resistance areas. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.